Merry Meet Witchlings, and welcome back to the channel. It's Twisted Witch, Midnight Moon Song here, and today I'm going to be showing you my favorite crystals. My craft is largely based around bones and crystals, so since I showed you my bones, I wanted to go ahead and show you my favorite crystals. I have a lot of crystals, and a lot of them are just random little shards and stuff like these. So I didn't feel the need to just show you every little one I have. So I decided it'd be more interesting to show you my most favorite ones, because my most favorite ones are all a little bit more unique and interesting looking, and I love working with them the most. So here we go. Without further ado, let's get started. The first one I'm going to show you is one that you've no doubt seen before. You've seen this one sitting on my altar before. It's in a lot of my videos. You see it has a little ghost inside. It's essentially just my conductor. I use it to manifest things, and whether that's just a normal spell, ritual, or crystal grid, it's generally my center, unless I put something else in my center, but it's most often generally my center. That's pretty much all I can really say about it, and it's just clear quartz, so you all know what that's for. Now this one is a wand. I'm trying to get to focus. It actually has a little thing inside. It looks like almost a little person. Now I'm guessing it's a type of metal, and other sources I went to said the same thing, but there's no way to know for sure unless we were to cut this open and take it out, and I'm not going to do that. So yeah, it has this little dude inside of it, and I was given this a long time ago by, well, not a long time ago, a few years ago. A few meaning like, I think 3, maybe 4, not entirely sure, but given to me some time ago by my witch sister. And up until that point, I hadn't had a lot of bigger crystals. I didn't really have wand type shards either. I just had the small shards like this one, little smaller bits. And that was really it. And she got me this one. She said she found it at this rock shop thing, and this metaphysical rock shop. And they had a lot of crystals there mainly, but they do have a couple other things, but they mainly do crystals. And they totally are wonderful. I do not remember what they're called. If I remember, I will link it down below. But I do believe they're only in the Kansas City area. So if you are in the Kansas City area, if I figure out what it is and I link it, you'll be able to go to it. If not, you'll have to travel pretty far. But yes, this is one of my wands, and when I use it, I've used it to draw the pentacle. I've used it to kind of touch things, and when I do the crystal grid, it's the connector that I use. It's just a wonderful little thing, and it has been one of my most favorites. Even though this list doesn't really have a specific order of favorites, this is one of the ones that I would consider at the top of the list. Next we have this. This is one of my favorites because it's the biggest piece of amethyst that I own. And this one's not used for any sleep or dream match or anything like that. This one's used mainly for third eye work, psychic protection mostly. And I keep it right here on my altar, right there, next to the soapstone, to help magnify that protective aura. So whenever I do any of my work on my working altar, especially work with my third eye, which I do a lot, it's always there, protecting that third eye. Next we have my black quartz, and black quartz is different from smoky quartz. I have other black quartz shards. This is the biggest one I have, and this is the first one I got actually, and I am absolutely insanely in love with it. If you turn it like this, it kind of looks like a skull almost, and I use this mainly in shadow work or void magic. And as you turn it, at least as I turn it, I can see faces in it, like the structure of a face. And it has, I think, a total of 3 different faces. There's another one from the side view. But that's just me. If you find more, let me know. I honestly think that type of thing is really cool. But yeah, like I said, I mainly use it for shadow work, and it is one of my prized possessions. I got it at the Ren Fair, at one of the stands that we usually frequently visit, because the people who run it are very, very sweet, very wonderful, and they actually travel a lot and get as many crystals as they can from all over the place. So that's sitting right there. And I removed all these so you didn't see them before I presented them to you. But Esther, stop sharpening your claws on my carpet. But I'm putting them back as I go. It's normally kept there. Now these two I'm going to show you at once. They are obsidian. They are made by hand by a Native American Apache that has a stall around the farmer's market that I work at. Well, it's not really, well, it is a farmer's market, but it's also kind of combined with what they call the outdoor flea market, because they didn't know what else to call it. But they just call it all in all the city market, and it takes place every Saturday in the area that I work. And there's a lovely gentleman out there that sells all of his wares, and he sells crystals, he sells bone things, which is where I got that club, if you remember my bone video. He sells so many things, and these are two of the things that I got from him, and I absolutely love them. I haven't cleansed them just yet, but when I do, the arrowhead, they're both obsidian, so they're both going to be used for protection type purposes. The arrowhead is going to be carried with me for protection, and the skull is going to be void protection. And also possibly death magic. Put them right there. Now this is a moonstone wolf totem carving. And it does have, focus, there you go. It does have a little loop. I don't have a chain for it yet. So it's currently actually sitting on my Loki altar. He's sort of looking out for it for me until I get the chain. And my shaman totem is a white wolf. And this is going to represent him. But for now, like I said, I have Loki looking after it for me. I got it from the same shop that I got this from. Like I said, they're very, very wonderful, wonderful people. So I like to buy a lot of stuff there when I go. This is a piece of raw hematite. And no, you don't have to adjust anything. That is a paw print. Look, sorry, I can't make words. That is a paw print that is looking back at you. This is a natural formation. It wasn't carved. It was just dug up. And the rock just happened to form into this really cool paw print shape. And I got this from the same Native American gentleman that I got these two beauties from. And that, I told you, I like to frequent his shop. I have more stuff around here, but they're not really the focus of the video, so. But this, I saw it and picked it up and turned it over, and I was like, oh wow, that has a paw print on it. And he took it from me and looked at it, and he's like, wow, that does have a paw print. The fact that you found that means it's meant for you. And so I bought it, and I was going to buy it anyway, and he knew that I was getting out my credit card, and I hadn't really noticed it had a paw print on it at first because it was sitting like this. And I was like, oh, I'll take this big chunk of hematite. And I had it in the pile of stuff I was going to get, and then I turned it over, and I was like, there's a paw print in this. Oh, there's a paw print in this. And this rock here is one I found a long time ago. And no, that's not paint. That is the actual rock. Let's see if it'll focus. I forgot what it's called, but it's a type of rock that forms a lot inside this other type of rock. They're generally found coexisting together, but this one just happened to form into what looks like the shape of a wolf with wings. And to me, I call it my natural totem rock because my, like I said, my shaman totem my shaman guide is a white wolf. And quite often when I meditate, he almost always is there when I meditate. He appears often, sometimes as having big wings. So I found that was super, super cool. And when I found this, I kind of lumped it very close with this as a natural totem rock for him. And since it's obsidian, or not obsidian, hematite, and we know that hematite is a very good grounding stone, it's good for protection, it's a very earth-based stone, I felt it was perfect for a totem stone for what I generally do shamanism-wise. Now, I also have, last but not least in the slightest, this. If you look at it, it almost looks like a dragon head. That's why I bought it for my dragons, and it's sitting on my dragon altar. This is quartz, normal quartz, but it grew in copper enriched area. So the quartz is infused with copper. And I got it the same place that I got this at. And the little wolf. Oops. I immediately saw dragons, and my dragon spirits and guides who were there immediately loved it and wanted it as well, so I got it, and it's beautiful. I got this the same day that I got the black quartz. I got this on a different day. I did not get this one the same day, but I did get these two together, and I was super, super happy, and I absolutely insanely love this one. I don't see a lot of things that have copper infused, so it's very, very powerful because copper is an amplifier. And so the dragon energy I put in this is, what's the word I'm looking for? It's amplified a lot. I use it to call forth, like I said, my dragon guides. I don't have a crystal skull. I have this natural crystal formation that I use, and their energy generally reaches it rather well, and I usually use it when I'm calling on them to help me with a spell, a ritual, or just simple dragon meditations. And I'm sorry, she knocked one of my wands down. She's playing with it on the ground. Esther. Sorry, y'all. She loves it down here. But anyway, I want to thank you all for joining me. Like I said, I have a lot of crystals and such, but those ones were just my go-to favorites. But I want you all to please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know some of the crystals you have, some of the more unique and interesting ones that you found or bought that have brought extra oomph into your practice and whatnot. Share those stories with me because I love to hear them. I want to thank you all for joining me, and have a pleasant evening. Blessed be.